Let's see, where you last left off, the person just got slapped. And this is a day after my last rank session, so, you know. It's fine. Cuffed. Muttered. Give me your report. We have detected an alien signal on the plane. On the train, sir. Tech boy said. Someone else's radio. Some radio outside our network. Can we listen in? Wanda demanded. Afraid not. Did I say she was in the radio area? Let me check. Gotta check because I said that she was somewhere else earlier, and must have been teleportation involved or something if she's suddenly in this other area just as she was talking to this old man who was somewhere else. Some of my characters can teleport, but not this character. Superhero kind of stuff, it's pretty difficult to write. Probably like most comic books suck ass these days. Nobody knows how to write anything properly these days, it seems. I have a lot of difficulty explaining mechanical stuff. Like earlier, spent 10 minutes trying to explain Russian roulette. But anyway, afraid not. Afraid not, the tech boy winced a little, like he expected. Wanted to slap him again. Wanda was so moist and so annoyed that she almost did. I'm sure there are some women that do get moist on the idea of slapping and hurting people. Let's see. Slide terrorists on the train. Can you trace the signal? Wanda asked the tech boy. I can. And, I can. The tech boy reassured. Just a matter of minutes, sir. Then get to it. Find this foreign radio. Radio and its master. Apprehend or kill them. I don't care. Wanda muttered. Yes, sir. Tech boy replied. And if it's an agent, may the gods help people on this train. Wanda growled. I gave them fair warning what would happen if we found enemy spies on the train. Yes, sir. Did I say yes, ma'am at some point earlier without the girl losing her head? I don't know. Ma'am is such a funny word when you look at it written. Where did it come from, I wonder? That word of all the words I've seen so far. Let's see. Yes, sir. Tech boy. Fine, and he was off to find some better combat people. Take the lead for him. We got an agent on board. Wanda said with her loops. Search the cars. Apprehend anybody who looks suspicious. Look for daring men of action sorts. Apprehend all the Westerners and whites you find. Yes, sir. It was then that there was some commotion about the exterior of the train. Some copter, some Zetan copter was launching an attack. Not a heavy one, but a distraction. It was using MGs, including a door-mounted gun and a front-mounted heavy MG. Everything's to Londa, it all sounded about 50 cal in nature, which meant it had AP capacity. This was no armored train, so any bullets fired right at the train were going to go clean through and probably kill somebody. Lunatics shooting at the train. Don't they know they'll kill the hostages? A bunch of hostages that way. Sir, for orders. A loot asked of Londa's asked. Go and get a rocket launcher and blow it out of the sky. Copter out of the sky. Londa ordered. Londa soon had eyes on the copter, noticing it was a DU-50 type, a modern transport, a modern and armored transport copter designed for special forces use, for infill extraction, particularly in hot zones. Hot zone, one word? Londa never rode on one, but it got approval from some of her old comrades, including D. It was seeing lots of use in Kamja Clack already. Did the copter drop off a team? Londa asked. Did anybody see anything like that? No, Lutz replied. But soon after was confirmation that the agent had gotten off the chopper. He apparently took a rope ladder down to the back of the train at the caboose. With this sippy cup, gets all the pop. He didn't enter the caboose, he didn't enter the caboose, home to 6 of Londa's men. Instead, climbing up to the caboose roof, where he was soon engaging Londa's men, who spotted him while observing the copter and went to engage him. And the agent on board, someone reported over the radio, via his radio. What sort? Wanda asked. Not a foreigner, was the reply. Clearly some kind of elite. Welding M16 with scope. Probably CT expert of some kind. Just one? Wanda asked. Apparently so, sir. Apparently so, sir. There are likely more en route. Another voice reported, added, Wanda had a feeling she knew who the agent was. It was her old mentor, Captain D. She was in no mood to deal with him, and would have rather dealt with him in a time when she wasn't distracted by so many other things. I want all teams on this, Wanda ordered. Captain D, a man, a very skilled agent, likely the best the enemy has at their disposal. So we'll take him out before he gets any backup. Wanda had no idea why D was sent alone. D was no superhuman. He couldn't take the train on his own. He must be clearing a path for backup, Wanda muttered to herself. Consider him dead, sir. Wanda's subordinates replied. Get it done, Wanda ordered. One of Wanda's routes going to face D on top of the train was Sergeant Becca, an older operative of the Jade Underground, a former sailor who survived the sinking of his ship because he was on shore leave at the time when the Zetan Navy during the Jade War. The Zetan Navy bombed Zetan Air Force. I guess technically it's the Navy because, well, you know, naval bombers, torpedo bombers. Naval bombers, you know, they're like, I think most of the ships in World War II that sunk were sunk by airplanes, but I'm not sure. I think, like, the Allies lost like 200 or 300 ships in total in the war, counting all the convoys destroyed. Well, maybe I'm mistaken. It might have been 2,000. I mean, it didn't change the course of the war, though. It did have a severe impact on Japan, sinking all their cargo from there. When well, it's kind of complicated. Yeah. We're not here for a history lesson, even though history is interesting. Naval bomb bombed the port the ship was in. It had been a particularly devastating attack. And a few dozen ships ended up sinking to the bottom, and about 300 sailors, including Sam's own twin brother, ended up drowning in that port, even though they were right at the shoreline. Ships just went down so fast, and so many people got trapped in them. Sam thought of his brother often. He had plenty of terrible dreams where he was in his brother's place, trapped on their ship. Dark, everything going dark. Everything going dark. All the water filling the interior. On the interior, as the ship sank deeper and deeper. Sam was a civilian for a time after the war, but eventually decided that he couldn't just let the enemy get away with killing his brother like that. So Sam became a terrorist and was responsible directly for the deaths of more than a few Zetan soldiers occupying Western Europe. Sam was a good shot for a sailor. And had done some. Used a scoped AK to put down those Zetans. Sam was using scoped M16 on the train. Figured he'd take advantage of the enemy stockpiles. Better not be more packages. That's crazy. Why do these people keep buying shit? Our house is practically a warehouse of garbage. And they keep buying stuff. More stuff, more stuff, more stuff. I'll be the most boring rich person in history if I get famous. I'll just be buying food. Nothing else. I don't need anything else. Literally, I mean, seriously. Maybe some nice clothes, maybe. But, you know, don't want to buy cars or trucks or anything crazy. Don't need one of those rich men catalog that has items that are at least $10,000 each. Plus shipping and handling. Let's see, took advantage of the enemy stockpiles of 5.56 6mm on the train. Some had tested out the M16 on the firing range. It wasn't as hard-hitting as the AK, but it would do. Some had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys with him. All riflemen, besides the guy with a M60, which he had brought with him. It wasn't pilfered from the armory on the train. His second in command was Fez Meek. A former criminal who had lived a rough life till he entered the Jade Army after the war. He was quite dedicated to his. He was quite dedicated to his superiors, who recruited him into the Jade Underground a few years ago. He uncovered an undercover a government agent infiltrating the army, looking for people like Fez who were plotting against the government. Fez murdered him and became a fugitive from the law. Even if he didn't kill that agent, he don't need that line. I assume it is illegal to be a member of a terrorist organization. Is that just, I mean, do you have to actually do crimes as part of that organization to be punishable? I mean, to check the law. Not that I plan on supporting terrorists, I'm just saying, is it against the law to be a member of these groups, or do you have to, or a supporter of these groups? I should probably find it out if I ever do another story about terrorism in modern day. Let's see. Third in command was the MG gunner, Esno Hem. Corporal, same rank as Adolf Hitler. PFC Enzo Hem, who was in a special forces unit and had worked with Zetins in the past. He knew of the men. He had come present. He knew Captain B personally, having been one of the men trained by him. So this D, is he as tough as they say? So I'm asked, I better check if I called him son. Son asked, I don't know. Don't worry about it, sir. Esno grinned. Let's see. Lieutenant. He should be Lieutenant. Let's see. Don't worry about it, sir. I'll be begging for mercy. We'll take him out fast. Knock him right off the caboose. The guy's in the caboose, hanging tight. His ass. Apparently so. Some replied. Command is asking him to stay put. We'll put him down. Our squad will handle the lone intruder. Minus the damn agent hiding somewhere on the train with a radio. In the copter, someone asked. I remember a rifleman asked. It has apparently bugged off. Tom reported after checking in about it. It likely retreated to refuel. It and others would be back soon. This was clearly the beginning of some idiotic attempt to take the train back by force instead of negotiation. Okay, on that note, let's sign off here, folks. See you later. Auf Wiedersehen.